Hi, my name is Kevin Taylor. I would like to ask, how stable is the Communication Minister, Ursula Owusu? This is the Friday editorial. So with all due respect, I'm first going to apologize for my voice. I've lost my voice a little bit. I'm actually down with a little bit of flu. But because of the love for Ghana and the love for my people, I've decided to put this piece together. And because I want to set some records straight. Today, I'm going to talk about the Communication Minister. This one, Ursula Owusu. She's been in the news of late. And I think it's about time somebody or some people in government spoke against the bush attitude of this woman. Some people might think the words I'm using today against this lady is too strong by saying that she's bush. For some time now, Ursula has shown glimpses of bushness in her speeches as the communication minister of a republic. Everybody expects her, especially being a woman, to be very calculated in her speeches. Yes, because when you are made a communication minister, basically your job is to make sure that communication, basically dialogue, should be something you hold in high esteem. Meaning the way you communicate with people, talk to people, the way you are able to accept criticism, and also the way you're able to put your message across should be something very paramount to the office you occupy. But for some time now, after this government took office, Ghanaians have realized that Ursula Owusu has become one bush lady who just speaks anyhow. For some reason, nobody knows why. Maybe she dated the president before, so she thinks she's over the hill. Or maybe she thinks nobody in this government has the right to speak to her. But you see, in all this, we have more important things to discuss as a nation. Why are we discussing this woman? Why are we discussing her today? It's because we have allowed people like this to come into the system, act like politicians, take advantage of us, and misbehave, exhibit their bushness, whether they are in the office or outside the office. Ethically, this woman does not even deserve to be a communication minister. My own party, we know it. But because of some favors from somewhere, she is occupying this position. We have so many things we should be talking about today. Yes, we could be talking about how students are still sleeping on the floor in our senior high schools. We could be talking about that. We could be talking about how unemployed nurses today, when they decide to demonstrate and tell the government that you promised us jobs and now we are still unemployed, are being arrested and put behind bars. We could have talked about this. Very, very serious issue. But we are not talking about it. We are going to talk about this slave queen. We have a lot of things as a country we should be talking about today. We could be talking about how Yao Osafo-Maafo, the senior minister, has stolen $1 million from Ghanaians. Yes, he has stolen $1 million. In cities, 5.5 million Ghana cedis. And we are quiet about it. We can't talk about it because we have to discuss the bush attitude and the behavior of Ursula Owusu. My fellow Ghanaians, there is a lot on our plate. This is not a time for us to be wasting time on people like this. If you're a minister, if you've been given a position in government, you have to make sure that everything you do, your actions and your gestures should be an example to the young ones who follow you. For some time now, this lady has shown that she does not have that. And I'm going to tell you where it started and why we should not be surprised why Ursula Owusu is behaving this way. There's a lot, my fellow Ghanaians, there's a lot. We could have talked about how so-called rich men are wearing pink all over this nation and just saying things that they have no proof of. We could also have decided to talk about how the president of the republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, wore a suit, tied a hanky around his wrist, rented a private jet, put in about 20 people, flew all the way to Russia, and went to sleep at the African summit. In any serious country, any serious democratic nation, this man will be told to just resign. This man is sleeping on the job. My fellow Ghanaians, this is not a joke. This is serious stuff. The president was sitting in front of the summit and he was sleeping. He not be just sleeping, deep sleeping. This man was dreaming. This man was dreaming. And this is the biggest embarrassment Ghana has faced. Since Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo took office as the president of the Republic of Ghana, this man has never sat through a meeting without sleeping. And it's a fact. And we think we can play politics with this. This sums up the kind of government or country we have today. This man is not in charge. These are the kind of things we were supposed to be talking about, but we've decided to discuss this because the media has decided to discuss issues which has no importance. Today, I heard that she was on radio, paid interview, trying to justify the nonsense she said to Ghanaians. My fellow Ghanaians, the Republic of Ghana, the President of the Republic of Ghana, sleeping deep in front of the biggest summit in the world. And I've heard some communicators from my own NPP saying that, the President of South Africa too was sleeping, so if Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is sleeping, it's nice. Are you kidding me? Are you serious in your life as a communicator to make such a statement? This embarrassment sums up the struggle Ghana is going through today. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is not in charge. And I will say this to the youth of Ghana, the middle class, the upper class, that until we decide to make sure old men without any plan are kicked out of our politics, we will never get anywhere. This is not the first time he's done this. There's no excuse for this. This is so embarrassing. This is disgusting. But we can't talk about it today because this woman, let's bring her here. This woman, the communication minister, for some time now has shown that she has no respect for herself and also has no respect for we the people who gave her power. Now, this woman is jumping from radio to TV to justify or clear herself on the embarrassment she's placed on this government. All this started when this woman actually tried to order the telcos, yes, the telecommunication companies, to hide the taxes they are placing on the data of Ghanaians. And this is not normal. A minister trying to tell telcos to do the illegal thing. Now, a colleague minister who has been in that position before comes out and tell you, Mrs. Minister or Miss Minister, this is not the right thing to do and it's against our constitution and the rules governing this nation, and it is no news. And we think this is normal. But I am not surprised. In 1985, when Ursula was in Legon, she was dating a guy. This guy dumped her. And this is records, this guy dumped her, and the newspaper on campus then, the Echo newspaper, published the reaction of Ursula as the most bush attitude of a lady on Legon campus in 1985. She went to this guy's dormitory or whatever, started flying utensils at people, charging all around, doing all sort of things, putting off her clothes. So I am not surprised that Ursula also is behaving like this today. From the beginning, from her school days, she's never had that thing of respect in her. It hurts me when I come sit on my show and talk about a woman like this. I expect a woman in such position to be a woman who has respect for herself and also have respect for the people who voted for her. We have women who have been in politics, some are still in politics, out of politics, and the excellent way they have conducted themselves, respected Ghanaians in their speeches. But what this woman is putting together now or exhibiting is the highest form of disrespect, arrogance, and I don't even know the words to use. Ursula owusu should calm down. As a communication minister, you should take criticism. If you were smart, Ursula owusu, you would have accepted this criticism, come out, spoken as a matured woman. Not to start throwing things around and saying all sort of things. You were the same person who said that if somebody complains about the hardship in Ghana today, they are witches. These are the same people who voted for you. I don't know what has gotten into you. And you are talking about ethics. You are talking about moral advice. Ursula, you see, sometimes we say that we all have red spit in our mouth, but we decide to spit out the white one because out of respect. We could have said so many things. We know how you have turned the Ministry of Communication into a brothel. or an ashawo joint or a soupy joint. We know how you are dating your assistants, how you are dating these girls, the fair one and the dark one. We know. But we don't talk about it because we give you that respect as the Minister of Communication. We know how you people go to Senchi, you have pictures, how you are paying these girls $5,000 a month, flying them out of the country. We know how you are dating, and morally, all these things are not right because of your position. You don't have the right to even date your personal assistant, the things you do in your office, hugging yourself and all that. We could have talked about your sexual preference and all that. But out of respect for you, we don't do it. But you have taken Ghanaians for a ride. Also, you think we are stupid and that we don't have any right to criticize you. We pay you. We feed you. If you think you are bigger than us, walk out of that office and go establish your own business. That is why we have the right to make sure that we criticize your actions and whatever you do at the ministry. Sometimes we try to save things like these. I could have come on my show sometime back, way back, and said all these things, but we will give you that respect. But from your actions and your gestures, you've shown that you have no respect for yourself in the first place and for we, the people who voted for you. And it will be out of place for any Ghanaian, the Ablekuma or whatever your constituency, to go in the queue and vote for such a woman, because you have shown that you have no respect for yourself and no respect for we, the people. I respect all the women in Parliament because they have shown some form of maturity. People who occupy the positions, they would never come this low and make such disgusting comment that if any Ghanaian thinks that there's too much hardship in this country, they are witches or wizards. And that, madam, what is your problem? If you want us to go dirty, we can go dirty. But we don't want to do that. So I would like to tell Madam Ursula Owusu that morally, you are not even fit to be in the communication ministry. Ethically, you are not fit. You have gone against all the rules and regulations at your office. You are doing things that if we decide to talk about, you would not even be happy to step out of your room. Yes, you would not be able to step out of your office. We know all that is happening. You dating these young girls, all the things happening at the Ministry of Communication, paying these girls $5,000 a month for doing nothing as your assistant, taking them to Royal Senchi, flying them out of the country, going all over the world because you are dating them. How these girls are fighting each other because they have turned into rivals. You brought a new girl who thinks that she's dating you. So many things, madam. So calm down and maintain your level. Calm down. I've decided to take this quietly because I'm not in a good mood today. I'm not actually feeling well. But I decided to do this because your actions is actually going to take this party into a position. And reasonable Ghanaians, rational Ghanaians will make a very good decision out of this, your disgusting attitude and utterances. Madam Ursula, you may have all the connections in government. You may be the first person who dated the president. I don't care. But as far as you are taking our money, we are paying with our taxes, we have every right to criticize you. Your colleagues have the right to criticize you when you are not doing the right thing in government. My fellow Ghanaians, I am not here, as I've always said, to intimidate or criticize anybody without a reason. But if you're a government official and you think you are too big to accept criticism, take criticism, and also do your work, and also respect the people who gave you that power, then we also have the right to tell you in your face that you are being a bushwoman, because this is not how honorable women act. Simple. Ursula Owusu, you can chant, get all the propaganda media houses to protect you, but the fact of the case is, we the people will make the final decision at the end of the day. I don't care what the communications people will say. I don't care what people come on Facebook, attack me, say things. I don't care. All that I know is, we the people, our eyes are open now. We will not allow people we feed without money, people we put in positions, to turn around and disrespect us because they think that they are so powerful. They think that they had an affair with the president before. They think that morally they deserve to do what they are doing. No. Morally, Madam Ursula Owusu, you are not there yet. In any serious country, you would have been kicked out of your office. And I challenge you any day to come out and say that whatever I'm saying is a lie. And I'll prove to Ghanaians with pictures, facts, videos for people to know the kind of person you are. But I'm not going to do that because I respect your privacy. So respect we the people, and then we will show you that respect back. It's very reciprocal. My fellow Ghanaians, this is the time we have to make sure that people we put in office and in power, we check them morally and ethically. A communication minister is just a civil servant. She has to respect us, respect our views, and anything that she says, she has to make sure that it comes with respect. Without that, we also make sure that we spit red blood from our mouth. But before I go, I want to tell the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, that if he's tired, he should walk out of office and allow active, young, smart men to take over this country. What you saw in Sochi in Russia is a disgusting, embarrassing thing to we, the people of Ghana. People can defend all that they can, but the issue is the President of the Republic of Ghana has embarrassed Ghana to the highest level. My fellow Ghanaians, this is not the time to do this, but I'll do this. I want to dedicate a song to the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for his highest form of embarrassment he's shown on the people of Ghana. The song I want to dedicate to this President is from Medical. Mr. President, Wada. And the funny thing is, you see this man, he'll wake up from his sleep. Yes, he'll just wake up from his sleep, and anyone he sees is a suspect. Anyone he sees will be a suspect in the PDS deal. Anyone he sees who is a criminal, he will just clear that person. This is where we are today, where we vote for old men who are closer to their death than their life. My fellow Ghanaians, Omada, Mr. President. As you always know, this is the Friday editorial.